Okay, so the final trailer just dropped for Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker. I did my reaction. I loved the trailer, went back and watched it a few more times to be able to do this breakdown. All in all, I captured about 78 total images, and the final ones we get to see here are about 58 stills that I took from that 2-minute trailer to give a good idea of what to expect in this movie. I think it's going to be wonderful, at least visually speaking, for the most part. There are a couple errors that I caught, a couple little things that I caught here and there that I'm going to go over. But first things first, let's dive right into the first thing we see here. And it's this great establishing shot. It looks kind of like the forest moon of Endor. It probably isn't, but this is definitely something we saw in the first trailer. This is Rey as she is training. She runs. She drops the training helmet that they had on the Millennium Falcon from A New Hope. She there deflects a blast of some kind, and it's coming from the training robot. Again, that training bot that we saw from the Millennium Falcon in A New Hope. Again, a nice callback right to the original, right off the bat. This is J.J. Abrams pulling on whatever nostalgic heartstring he can try to think of right now. Then we get a shot of her running and jumping over this cavern. Sorry for the blurry image of Rey. I was not able to actually get a solid still. And on a lot of the movement shots, of which there are many, I don't think the CG is fully rendered yet. So there's a lot of blur. There's a lot of artifacting with that I've noticed. But ultimately, we do get to see that this is her training. Here's another shot of her climbing through what appears to be another fallen like ship, maybe a Star Destroyer or something along those lines. And she is, kind of parkouring. And this shot here is her. Look at her. She's sweaty. She's tired. It's very reminiscent of Luke on Dagobah being taught by Yoda during The Empire Strikes Back. This montage in the beginning, to me, shows that this is them trying to establish that Rey has gone through training, which could tie into the leaks where it's going to start off with Leia training Rey. And this could be what it is right here, considering that this takes place, I've heard, anywhere from 1 to 3 years past the events of The Last Jedi, giving her time to maybe not become a Jedi Master, but to be definitely more proficient than to make a lot of fans happy. So we have that. Then we have this shot here of Finn. First shot we get to see of him. It's very reminiscent of the first teaser trailer for The Force Awakens, where he is on a desert planet and he is confused. He doesn't know where he is. Clearly, he sees something off in the distance that is getting his attention. This might be that one planet that they go to in the trailer that has like the bizarre, it looks like it's more of a Moroccan themed planet, so to speak. We have another shot here of Rey training with her running, and she's got the lightsaber. What I like about this shot is that, and I like about a lot of these barn shots, these very wide shots, is that the camera's always moving. It's it's not frenetic, it's smooth, but it's always moving. It's keeping you engaged in both the foreground, the middle ground, and the background, and all three are going to be doing different things. They really did up the cinematography, at least when it comes to some of the shots. We have a great shot here. This is a push-in scene. We get to see probably like the final talk before the final battle. There is Poe right there on the right. We can clearly see Billy Dee, Lando Calrissian right in the center. There's 3PO, and there's a Mon Calamari. I know there's going to be another Mon Calamari in this, but I can't really recognize anybody else. But we do get to see a couple people wearing the old Rebellion uniform from A New Hope. I see 1, 2. I think there's a guy over there. It's like 3 or 4 of them, and they are right underneath a ship. I don't know which one that is. I don't believe that's the Millennium Falcon, but this is going to be that final, we've got to stop the First Order, or really in this case, we've got to stop the Emperor, because we know that he is now back. Here's the one and only shot of Rose Tico in all of the trailers, the one and only shot. But from her look, she's already disheveled. She's clearly been engaged in some kind of fight. We see people running the other direction. I think this is more of an evacuation, perhaps. Behind her is Dominic Monaghan from Lost. We knew he was in this movie. We just didn't know who he was or what role he'd be playing, because since he was cast, no one talked about him actually being in it. But there he is right there for that one shot. We get the 3 of the guys together. We get some Chewie, some some Poe and some Finn, and they're on, I believe, the same planet that Rey is training on. So this could be the new Resistance headquarters is how I'm viewing this. This is probably what it is, and they're going to have to go off on some mission of some kind, maybe intercepting something with Kylo Ren. Some leaks talked a bit about that. Here we have a Corellian, a blockade runner that appears to be crashing. I don't know who shipped this in or what context. It's possible that this is supposed to be Leia's ship that was still left over from A New Hope, but that's crashing. Then we got this shot here. Now this is, unfortunately I can't replicate this from screenshots, but this particular scene is really cool because as it moves in on Rey, we do see, again, like the middle ground, the foreground, and the background all kind of having different motion. They really like these wide shots, showing you a lot of the action and showing you a lot of movement. It's very visually appealing, very, very visually stunning. And again, just her in white there with the lightsaber on the remnants of the Death Star 2. And, she's waiting for something. She's looking for something, and she's prepared. Again, maybe the CG isn't fully perfect. You can see some softness around her head. They haven't finished all the CG yet, and that's not uncommon for trailers. By the way, even trailers that are from movies that are a couple months out, that stuff isn't fully complete. But here she is. She is prepped. Her teeth are bared. Her jaws clenched. She is ready to fight. And what comes through the water? Oh, it's Kylo. I just love that look too. It's all this wave crashes over and you can't see. And then you just see the red from his lightsaber. And he comes walking in. This is kind of a weird one right here. Like a weird look on Adam Driver's face. Again, the best screen grab I was able to get my hands on, where he's like flipping around his lightsaber, like he's going to charge her, like he's going to have it off to the side and whatever. But it just looks pretty badass. We have this shot here. Now this is crazy because I think this is this is where the Emperor's been. If the leaks are true, which it is kind of starting to look like some of those might actually be accurate. I hope not all, but maybe a couple. It's an iceberg in space. It's an ice base. It's like a Hoth base kind of, right? It almost feels like a reverse Hoth base. But we can see a couple TIE fighters here, but they're red. So they appear to be like more like Sith TIE fighters. We got a couple of them here, followed by a whole bunch more. And this doesn't look like they're going to attack. This looks like they're going to either defend, or this could be the rebel base. I don't know yet. I don't know what it could be, but it doesn't. I don't think this is going to be the rebels. I do think this is going to be the Sith, but I could be wrong. The Emperor and the empty throne. This again, just this shot of the empty throne. Clearly, it's menacing. It's even just this little shot. This is pretty menacing. Then we have, this is why I think it's going to be the whole, the ice planet thing or the ice thing, the iceberg is going to be like something for the Sith, because we have this Star Destroyer coming up out of the ice, like it's been dormant, like it's rising. A little bit better of a shot here, just with the lightning right there and bringing it up. You can see a lot of the attention to detail. Not perfect, but it's, YouTube trailers don't necessarily give you the highest quality in regards to bitrate. We have this shot here of what is probably going to be the final battle. This is going to be all the ships leading into the final battle being led by the Millennium Falcon. I just love the way that it looks. Obviously, it's not finished CG either. A little bit too much of a blur here to really kind of get a good look at everything, but we can really see that this is going to be a hell of a fight. And I love that the camera moves in on the cockpit. We can see Chewie, and it looks like Lando Calrissian right there. So they're going to be once again leading the charge. Lando is once again going to be leading the charge on whatever it is they're going to be going after with well, I can only assume are going to be all of those Star Destroyers that we saw in the very first teaser. So this is going to be, again, reminiscent of Return of the Jedi. They need General Calrissian to come on and just lead the charge once again, this time joined by Chewie, and I can't wait for that. This shot here, I'm assuming this is more towards the beginning of the movie because they're all together, and just that smile on Rey's face looking at Chewie. I just think it's a really warm smile. I'm actually really I like Daisy Ridley a lot in the role. So she's got that warmth about her, like that it's like going to be okay sort of thing. So I'm cool with that. Another shot here of them fighting on the Death Star 2. This has been a main focus of a lot of the marketing. I don't know if it's going to be a massive part of the film, but this could be like this toxic Reylo relationship that is apparently going to be addressed. This could also be some kind of dream sequence. We have no idea, but they fight quite a bit. And again, it's, we don't have the problem with there being a puddle of water and the cape not being CG. But then again, I think that even the water was probably CG from what we saw before. Here is a Star Destroyer blowing something up. Don't know what it is, but the rumors, the leaks all do kind of state that that all these Star Destroyers have basically mini Death Star laser cannons on them, and that's what the Emperor's been spending 30 years building, has been that. So of course this is them testing it out and blowing up a planet. I don't know if they do another Death Star. I just think it's going to kind of be a little bit on the lame side, I'll fully admit, but it is what it is. But this is like the only shot of this. We have this, this looks like the damn thing from Crate, right? It's like the same kind of, it's not the same vehicle as from Crate, but you can see that it's Rey that's piloting it. I think this is as she's heading towards the fight with Kylo, or maybe after she fights him, this is what she gets away on. But either way, she's heading towards the Death Star in the shot. So there's that. Here we've got that new little alien creature whose name I don't remember, but we'll make the most adorable Lego. And he is working on C-3PO with Rey looking very worried. We have Dio and BB-8 here. Again, I kind of like the two of them together. It's always, it's always nice to see the droids. It is. It's very comforting, however weird that might be. When we have everyone here waiting for C-3PO to get worked on. And then we got Zori Bliss right there. That's Keri Russell. That's the first shot of Zori